Okay, so today we are going to be watching two videos before I do Ludo 4. I'll be doing it tomorrow. I'm waiting for the patch to come out today. It should be out in an hour, I would say. But yeah, so we're going to be watching Min's video on about Zybe. If you want to see my video about like trying to understand Zybe, reading, like listening to the audiobooks about her and stuff. Make sure you watch that. That is pretty much. I'm pretty sure that video has everything you need to know about Zybe in it. I'm pretty sure I got everything. So if you want to make sure you know everything about Zybe, I guess watch that video. Or just watch lore videos. That'd be probably better for you. And we're gonna be watching Cat with Big Hat's video on the Konabino trailer because Konabino trailer is definitely interesting. Definitely after watching Brand's reaction and him saying it's like the threads of time and stuff like that, and it's like her escaping the threads of time and escaping her fate. Some people with the comment, someone in the comment helped me with that one. How it was like she was escaping her fate while she was disappearing from the threads. But yeah, let's get into this, shall we?
Zibai got the most epic character introduction in the game so far because
I'm so curious. I gotta be honest. I forgot. I think it was like yesterday. I'm like, oh shit, Lantarat's a thing. I've been so like interested in the main story that like I forgot Lantern was happening. I'm pretty sure it's happening like second half, like 3 weeks into the patch. But I forgot it was even coming out. But I am curious, and hopefully I feel like she should be a part of the Nodcry story, right? At least in Luna 5. Like, I'm hoping that Luna 4, we obviously this is going to be released like before I do the story, but this will be released 2 days after the patch releases. But I really want to happen is like we lose to Dottore in Luna 4, but then Luna 5, Zybe comes in and helps us out. Maybe that'd be cool. Like Zybe helps us out, or Istaroth helps us out, something like that. I don't know.
she was introduced by none
I don't know.
other
That'd be
than the
cool.
god of time herself, Istaroth.
The wind carves benevolent
Oh yeah,
captives
that was
into
great.
stories, sweeping them into the far corners of
Yeah,
the world.
Astaroth.
It whispers tales into legends softened by the mist of memory, destined to be forgotten. Why then did you make such a choice?
Istaroth stares straight at Zibai's core character tragedy and
cool
asks
art.
the most brutal question possible. Why keep choosing kindness when time will eventually erase the proof, the credits, and even the memory that the good deeds you did ever happened? When the benevolent
What's the
favor
point? It's like saying, what's the point of helping out it's like if you're not going to be recognized for doing it.
Zibai leaves behind
Right, yeah,
don't
she is
survive
that.
as history, but as folklore. When her protection and her interventions get worn down into stories people repeat without knowing who they're really talking about. The wind, unfortunately, doesn't always keep your name attached to your deeds. I mean, it already forgot the goddess it used to answer to. It carries memories away, changes them, perhaps misplaces them, and eventually turns them into everyone's tale and no one's truth. That's the kind of life Zibai is being described as living. She helps, and then she disappears. Even if people will forget her
That
kindness.
sounds so sad.
Somehow she chooses that life anyways. And that
yeah.
introduction single-handedly made Zibai one
I'm so curious how she's gonna be introduced, right? How is she gonna be introduced with Lantern, right? It's just gonna pop out of nowhere and go, oh, hey, traveler. I know you, but you don't know me. I'm so curious. Hopefully it's like a big thing. That people with how big Zybe is, of being like the daughter of time, living on the moon, stuff like that related to Istaroth made her and stuff. Hopefully it's like a big introduction, but I'm curious. Obviously, you've got to wait 3 weeks for that.
my favorite characters so far. Lantern Rite is Liyue's annual festival of new beginnings and
I'll be real. I didn't think Lantern Rite was going to be happening. 6.x. I really thought it wasn't going to, just because of the festival in Nod Cry. Like, I thought that whole festival patch was going to be replacing Lantern Rite, but it's not.
remembrance, where
I
people
really
send
thought it
lanterns
was
into the
last
sky
patch.
to carry their wishes upward and keep the
Is it crazy saying Luna 3 is the last patch now? Fuck
departed
off.
close for one more night. It's joyful on the surface, but there's always an undercurrent of gratitude because Liyue only gets to celebrate like this because others once paid the price to protect it. And this year,
Very
Liyue
true.
is celebrating someone named Zibai.
That's why you have, like, the Memorial Days and stuff, right?
the Adeptus said to guard the moon. But
In real life.
Tsubai isn't actually an Adeptus. In fact, she's something far stranger, and honestly, something we haven't seen show up in
Oh yeah,
video
she's an
before.
angel. I forgot she
She's
was
an
an angel.
And I
As
don't
well.
mean that as just a
Yeah.
compliment because she's pretty. I mean it literally, in the way Genshin uses that word in its oldest, most unsettling lore. Angels are
I love how they
described as
introduced the
Celestia's
girl. It's
divine
great.
envoys, beings created to guide humanity until they
Bro, we get to see freaking Nicole use her power in Luda 4. Oh, shit against Dottore. There we go. I mean, technically we've already seen her use some of her power, but oh my god, seeing her in combat, it's gonna be insane, bro. Because she's gonna be playable, right? So, oh my god. And Varka, like, for probably like Luda 5 and Luda 6, they're gonna be playable. Oh,
were
man.
cursed by their own creator,
Oh my god, the drip marketing for Luda 5.
the heavenly
Sorry.
principles. Allegedly. The moment an angel loved one person, instead
this
of
event.
loving all equally, they would be stripped of both body and mind. They were reduced into the mindless spirits
Sorry.
and principles. Allegedly. The moment an angel loved, they were cursed by their own creator, the heavenly principles. Allegedly. The moment an angel loved one person, instead of loving all equally, they would be stripped of both body and mind. They were reduced into the mindless spirits we now call Seelies, scattered across Tevat. Very few angels are implied to remain intact in the modern era, and Zibai and Nicole Rain are some of the rare named examples. The other angels we know of so far
Yeah, I was gonna say the one in,
are Koitar, the first angel,
the one in that.
Nabumalikata, the goddess of flowers in Sumeru, Mr. Nine and Nodcry, Sibula and Remuria, and Yohua Tekutin, the lord of the night in
Mr.
Natlan.
Nine,
But
oh
in
no.
Nodcry,
I did that fucking whole official thing. Jesus Christ.
Sibula and Remuria, and Yohua Tekutin, the lord of the night
Jesus
in
Christ.
Natlan. But in Leah's memory,
Oh, no.
Tsibai isn't introduced as an angel at all. She's remembered as one of the 8 adepts. The 8 adepts were active around the time
she
of the
helped-
Archon War thousands
she
of
helped
years ago, and what
John
makes them
Lee.
unusual is that they weren't true illuminated beasts or adepti, but they were still said to wield power on that level. In many accounts, they were normal humans, legendary people who somehow carried Adeptus-like abilities.
Oh, sorry. It's just sad we're never gonna see them like in-game models or
Accounts,
anything.
they were normal humans, legendary
Probably for the best at this point in the game. Well, at this point in the game where they came out, probably for the best this guy wasn't released because you would have like noodles for arms. So probably for the best he wasn't playable. Like he wasn't in the story at all. Or they reduce him to NPCs.
legendary people who somehow carried Adeptus-like abilities. Their most
no, not
famous
Porsche out.
legend centers on Todo, a god who existed before and during the Archon War, described as a tree-like being standing at the border of life and death. When Todo disrupted the boundary between life and death and caused Feeder to spill into the realm of the living, the 8 adepts were pulled into the conflict and fought to subdue and purify them. To defeat Todo, the 8 adepts used the 7 and 8 gates method, but it came at a steep price. The lone butterfly, the crimson
I'm guessing this is all like relevant to like this, right? I'm pretty sure that was the name of that black stuff. Photo or whatever it was. And like the 8 gates, that was like the whole thing with the whole last lantern, right?
flame gave her life
That's what they're
to
showing.
make it work. Since they lived in the Archon War era, the common assumption is that the 8 adepts have long since passed away and faded into history. All except one, the gold-eyed Celadon mare. In the Chinese text, the Celadon part of Zibai's title is actually referring to Cheng Huang, a mythical auspicious steed from ancient Chinese mythology. In the Shanhai Jing, it's described as a strange creature often interpreted as horse-like, and the detail
Interesting.
people always
That's an interesting
remember
looking creature.
is what it does for the rider. If
Very
you ride
interesting.
Cheng Huang, you gain an extraordinary long life, said to live for 2,000 years. That time motif tied to Cheng Huang makes Zibai's connection to
So,
for the rider.
Oh, you should
If you
ride.
ride Cheng Huang, you gain an extraordinary long life, said to live
Interesting.
for 2,000 years. That time motif tied to Cheng Huang makes Zibai's connection to Issaroth feel even more deliberate. The English title, though, goes in a different direction. Celadon is almost definitely a localization choice meant to evoke a specific feeling, something that's antique, refined, and jade-like. Celadon is a high-fired ceramic with a soft green glaze that resembles jade, and it's famous partly because of its resemblance to real jade and its endurance. Archaeologists piece entire ancient civilizations together from pottery shards because even when the makers are long gone, their creations survive. Celadon is recognizable centuries later in tombs, ruins, and shipwrecks, which makes it the perfect label for a character like Zibai, someone whose presence lasts even when history can't hold onto the full truth of who she was. So we shouldn't ultimately dismiss
yeah, that's interesting. yeah, like history remembers what she made or what she did, and not her herself. Yeah, like
The
yeah,
English
cool.
translation either.
Yeah.
Celadon is still trying to point us towards something even deeper about her lore. So, Celadon looks like Jade, but isn't Jade. That distinction is pretty important considering it lines up perfectly with the kind of themes Genshin loves to talk about: proxies, vessels, substitutes. So when the English title calls Zibai Celadon, it might be hinting that people see her as something like Jade, ancient and practically celestial. But the truth isn't that simple. She isn't one of the moon goddesses themselves, and she isn't the source of lunar power. So she's something closer to a stand-in or an envoy, a substitute. The first time we really hear about Zibai is all the way back in
That's
version
crazy, by the
1.0,
way.
inside an in-game book called Moonlit Bamboo Forest.
That's
It has a
insane.
full-length animation you can watch on the Hoyo Fair channel. It's a 4-volume story set around the bamboo forest on Mount Qingse in Liyue. It follows a boy from Qingse village who dreams of leaving home and seeing Liyue harbor for himself. But one evening, he wanders too far into the forest and gets lost. That's when he meets a mysterious woman dressed in white with piercing golden eyes. The boy remembers an old village legend. Long ago, white horses were said to leap out of clear springs and become illuminated beasts that aided the Geo Archon's campaigns. But no one ever knew which spring it was, or the name of the creature that came from it. The woman standing in front of him doesn't look like an adeptus at all, except for that odd gaze. Those golden eyes make it feel like she's something far older than she's letting on. That night, deep
That
in the
is
bamboo
kinda
forest, she
scary.
tells him stories the village elders never would. Most importantly, she tells him about the 3 moon goddesses, 3 sisters who once ruled the night sky, rode across the heavens in a silver carriage, and loved the stars of daybreak. Then, a great calamity shattered the Hall of the Stars. The sisters turned on one another, and only one pale corpse, the frost moon, remained, still shedding a cold light. She even says wolves are children of the moons, mourning their mother every new moon. But why she's even telling this story already says a lot about her. Like she's trying to
interesting with the
hold on to a
wolves.
truth that's been worn down over time until it's forgotten
Razor is a moon related. Confirmed.
every new moon. But why
Sorry.
she's even telling this story already says a lot about her. Like she's trying to hold on to a truth that's been worn down over time until it's forgotten completely. By dawn, she leads the boy out of the forest. He asks who she is, but she only smiles and never answers. He gets to return to ordinary life and chase his future in the Liyue harbor while she has to disappear
Goes
back
on the
into
journey
the
all across
shadows,
to that.
guarding ancient tales that even she is starting to forget. As they part, the boy hears a distant whinny, turns around, and finds nothing. Only a single strand of hair left behind. The moonlit
Oh yeah, that was her like looking into the future. That was really cool. That was really cool when I found that out when I was watching it. I'm pretty sure I found it out when I was watching it. It was like, yeah, that whole thing about seeing the boy's future and what he does. She was looking at his future when looking at him when he was a kid, which was really cool. Which was a really cool animation to it, like really cool way of doing it. Like showing his future before it even happens, showing his fate before it even happens. Because she's the daughter of time. That was really
bamboo
cool.
forest is also
That
one
was
of the
really
first
cool.
time we ever hear the story of the 3 moons. The 3 moons were 3 ancient celestial bodies said to date back to primordial Tevat, created under the rule of Dragon King Nibelung to govern the night and rule the world in his absence. Each one was associated with a goddess, Arya, Sonnet, and Canon. Then Primordial Tevat, created under the rule of Dragon King Nibelung to govern the night and rule the world in his absence. Each one was associated with a goddess, Arya, Sonnet, and Canon. Then the heavenly principles arrived, overthrew the 7 sovereigns, and took control of Tevat. Even though the 3 moons belonged to Tevat's old order, the heavenly principles may have tolerated them at first, since their job, keeping the night cycle running, didn't conflict with Celestia's new system. So the moons were allowed to keep turning beneath the fall sky. But the Hymns of the Far North adds a detail that complicates who was really in charge. In Volume 1, there's a prayer to Istaroth asking her to protect the 4 imprisoned moons. That wording makes it sound like the moons were placed under her protection, at least in the eyes of the people praying. If that's true, it creates a really interesting story for Zibai. She may have been created or appointed to act on behalf of Istaroth. In that case, Istaroth would be the one overseeing the moons, and Zibai would be the one on the field, making sure whatever the moons were meant to do still continues under Istaroth's watch. That could be one reason people call her the daughter of Istaroth. It might not mean a literal biological daughter. 3 moon sisters were
yeah, she was created. She's not a biological daughter. I feel like that'd be kind of crazy. No, I feel like, yeah, she's just a creation, right?
Astaroth, it might not mean a literal biological daughter. The three moon sisters were said to rule the night from the lunar palace, riding across the heavens in a silver carriage. And if that image is meant to be taken seriously, it raises a simple question. What pulls a carriage? If Zibai can take the form of a white horse, it's easy to imagine her as a helper within the moon system itself, a horse-drawn carriage. Here's where it gets interesting. Time in Genshin is usually linked to Anemo. Mondstadt once worshipped both Venti and Istaroth, and Istaroth is even called the Thousand Winds of Time. So if Zibai is connected to Istaroth, why isn't she Anemo? Why is she Geo? Geo actually fits the theme better than it initially seems. Think of it this way, Anemo is how stories travel. Wind carries words across distance and across generations, but it might also misconstrue them and eventually let them fade. Geo is the opposite. It's what perseveres, what endures. Zhongli makes this idea explicit in his
And I guess what she's doing is trying to preserve tales and stuff as well. Right.
Story quest. He says time twists history and that he needs a better way to record it, to engrave its truth. He even points out that stone carvings were one of the oldest methods people used to fight that erosion. So if Zibai is Istaroth adjacent, then with this analogy, Geo fits. Anemo and Geo can both be linked to time. And that's what makes Zibai so exciting to me. She's a character built around a choice. Even
that scene is... I'm curious about that scene. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why... Is Liyue being reflected the right way up in water? Like, what is happening? Like, I'm so confused.
Even if time erases her name, even if the world turns her into nothing more than a fairy tale, the people she helped still got to live. And somehow, that's enough. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.
Alright, nice video, bro. Nice video. I'm very curious to learn how she gets... I'm just most curious how she gets introduced. I'm really hoping they don't fuck it up or they don't do something stupid. I'm hoping it's really, really cool. But yeah, I guess I just really want her to be part of the main story, which I feel like she has to be, bro. Being like the daughter of time and related to Istaroth and everything. I just feel like in Luna 5 she'll help us out with the story. Or maybe she's in the Luna 4 main story. Who knows? Maybe she gets introduced in the Luna 4 main story, and then you do Lantern Rite with her. Maybe. I think that'd be cool if she's introduced in Luna 4, but I'm just expecting she's not going to be. But anyway, let's watch Cat with Blue Hat's video. Obviously, both these videos are linked in the description. Yeah. The three balloons to her are a reference to her connection to the three moons. Yeah, that was... Because I watched Brandon Lance reaction and he pointed out some of the stuff, and I was like, yeah, true, goddamn. And then when you get closer, literally, yeah, the three colors. They got the iridescent, the frost moon, and the eternal moon. And the red one should be represent the iridescent crimson moon. The white one should be frost. Oh, okay, I thought that was light blue. I mean, it kind of is light blue. And the dark blue is like the eternal moon. Okay, let me turn it down because there's no point having it loud. This also reminds me of how the Melusine Conatilla once described Paimon as a rainbow balloon. Oh, wait, that's interesting. And her string seems to extend upwards to somewhere above the sky itself. Are you... Whoa, wait, that is such a weird line. I think I did this quest. That's interesting. That really feels like she's like saying like she's like a moon dangling from the sky by like string, and she's all of them combined. That's interesting. Cause that's what like the constellation, like yeah, like the stars in the sky look like. That's what they look like in Simulanka and everything. It's like stars hung from the sky by string. In Paimon's case, her rainbow balloon string extended beyond the sky. Or it's just a fucking fishing rod. While for Calabina, all three balloons are attached to her. Oh my god, bro. This makes me so interested. Like, fucking with Paimon, man. We're gonna learn something huge about Paimon and not cry. If we don't, I'd be very surprised. We really feel like should. Like, learn something huge. Definitely with like everything about Barbeloth in her and everything, you know. Like during Endurance Quest and stuff. Every balloon also seems to have a broken second string. Oh, interesting. Perhaps it represents their broken connection to Teyvat. And also, yeah, I guess the connection is like, yeah, it's still connected to her. Yeah, so the broken ones are like to Teyvat, the correct ones are to her, saying like, yeah, she still has a connection somewhere, I guess. It also feels like this trailer shows Cannabina's journey through into that. The folding meteors probably showcase how Cannabina arrived into that. True, true. And how she's gonna arrive to my account in a couple of hours. This place looks like a lot like the Silver Moon Hole, but without the dome roof. I didn't really go back to really look in deep detail. Yeah, it does. Interesting. Maybe something happens to that mountain? I don't know. Which also means this moon-like structure around her is likely the spaceship she used to travel from the Frost Moon to Teyvat. Oh my god! Wait, that will... Wait! Oh my god. And that's her, like, coming out of it. Oh shit, so that's where she landed? Wait, that could be really cool. Perhaps it was a one-time ship that can't be used again after landing. Another thing you'll notice is that she doesn't wear her eye mask here when she landed. Yeah, she puts it on. When we then see her no cry and Frostmoon Scions era. Yeah, we see the Frostmoon Scions with like the horns, but like in armor. It's interesting that everyone's in like armor. It is very interesting. We got the Torre on the piano. We got the Traveler, which I did say I forget the name of the thing, what it's called. I was gonna say Asian. What I was gonna say Power Rangers Asia. I don't know what it's called. Okay, it's just Power Rangers in Asia. I just don't know the name of it. It's so annoying. I think it's something man or something. You know, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like an Asian like thing. And it's like what the Power Rangers. It's like what inspired the Power Rangers to be a thing. It's like what the Power Rangers took inspiration from. I forgot the name of it. I think it starts with M or something. But yeah, that's what the Traveler in this reminds me. She can be seen walking towards the fake moon into that sky. Probably, yeah. I would say probably trying to get back. I don't know. And it's when she decides to wear her eye mask and lantern. Man. Yeah, I mean, she could. I'm gonna say she could see, but no, it's because she can sense everything around her. I mean, she opens her eyes. Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen with Colabina, bro, which is so exciting. They showed nothing with Colabina in the fucking trailer. I'm so excited. I just wonder if it's because like she just doesn't want to see the fake moon. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like blindfold was her own choice and not because she's blind, so she's incomplete. Otherwise, she would have had the mask on the moon itself before her arrival. Oh, sorry, let me go back. We then see her being restricted by the mannequins that look like Frostmoon Scions. They're like worshipping her. She simply wants to chase her freedom home, but the Frostmoon Scions don't let her be. They do like stop her, yeah. This represents how they decided to make her the god on their own. We then see her being surrounded by mannequins that look like Fatui. Oh no, there was the Fatui ones that knocked her hand down. Yeah. I mean, I was like, that is the Fatui base. Look at that. Sick. So this is probably when she joined it and became a Harbinger. It's like blocking her path. Even here we can see her chasing the same feather while everyone else restricting her. Push. And then we see a mannequin playing piano behind her while she's on a beach. I mean, this is Dottore. I mean, everything about it screams Dottore. Mostly the feather behind. Mostly the feather on his back, like this bit on his back, is just Dottore. This one looks like Dottore, so perhaps it represents how he used her powers of Kavaki. But yeah, because Dottore has this, right? And then, kind of looks like Capitano. I'll be real. This right here just looks like the mask looks like Capitano. Because he has like, I think Capitano has like earrings, right? Maybe? Maybe I'm misremembering. Fuck! Whatever. I freaking did hear to unpause. Whatever. Playing the piano. People say it's like he playing the piano, controlling Maria as Maria's fighting for him. Since Kanabina sings to create music, Totoro plays the music instead. We then see her among the mannequins that looks like the Wild Hunt Maria. Throughout this scene, Totoro can be seen playing his music. Yeah, like playing the music, controlling how they dance, controlling how they move to the music. And that means like controlling how he fights. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Perhaps hinting of how he might have influence from Maria behind the scenes. It's such an interesting trailer. It is very interesting when you think about it. The scene ends with a golden mannequin holding Kanabina. The Traveler. This is definitely the Traveler and how the hell it's gonna be. At this point, so I really want to get that thing up, but fuck, it's annoying me. At this point, she has removed her blindfold and hasn't opened her eyes. Well, whatever the Traveler represents has made her remove her blindfold. And finally, she opens her eyes, after which the Wild Hunt is purified. Yeah, I got. What if it's like unleashing her power, unleashing the Kavaki, and unleashing her wings. This is very likely the piano keys that Totoro has been playing. Do we know what? Like I said, do we know what music he was playing? But it was probably in the background of the friggin' trailer. You can see how every key hits golden threads that are right above it. Signify how Totoro has been influencing the golden threads. Yeah. Yeah, I mean definitely with what he did with the illusions of the past. Sorry, illusions of like the breaking down of the border, going into like the past. Like, I forgot the name of it. But where the Frostbite Scions used to live. It's like on the tip of my tongue. But I don't know the name of it. But like where they used to live, Hyperborea. I was gonna say something with like R or A or something. Oh yeah, Hyperborea, and how he like got information by influencing what they were thinking, but only from but not changing history. It's so interesting. We also start to see many golden threads all around her soon after. Oh, probably him trying to control her, right? Perhaps this represents the threads of fate. I feel like if it's like after that, it was like could be like Totoro trying to control her. We also get a clear look at the animated eyes, which do actually exist in game. At this point, Totoro has stopped his music and Kanabina is locked in place with the threads. Perhaps it represents her inevitable fate as a moon goddess. Oh, the bird glitching out. The dove in front of her also glitches, signifying her weak connection to Tevat like other moon goddesses. We then see the threads tightening around her neck, likely hinting to a dead weight. Oh, wait. Oh, wow, true. There's a lot of blackish feathers around her in the scene as well. And then we see her disappear and the thread's broken. But her disappearing like this, really, like, it just shows, like, her disappearing when she enters the moon gate. Obviously, we've got that little 2D animation at the end. Where she's there, like, after she went through the moon gate. She's there and then she disappears into feathers, just like this. So, I think that's supposed to represent the same thing, right? Like, the same time. I think this signifies her rebirth and breaking free from a destined fate. Yeah, that as well. And based on this scene alone, this will be a romantic story like none that has come before. Ooh. Where did that light come from? If you still haven't watched this video, I highly recommend you do. I think that was the one where I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, and him going into like how the iridescent moon was talking about hypo and stuff, right? That's that video. It's so fucking insane. under 100,000 views. Freaking deserves way more than that. It's ridiculous, theory. Yeah, alright. I like how bro puts sponsors on the screen and covers it. There we go. Well, I forget you can make these bigger. I've never really made them bigger. But it makes sense you make that one bigger. Um, yeah, I am so excited. I'm gonna see if I can go into the game right now in a couple minutes. But yeah, I am so excited to learn about like what happened to Columbina. Does she actually go to the past? I feel like she does. Calibri has definitely like right on this. Oh my god, bro! I'm just so excited to learn about like exactly what Dottore is doing, exactly why he has to go up north specifically to this place that starts with P. I forget the name. And what happens with Columbina? I'm so glad they're like not spoiling the big things, right? I mean, they did spoil about Dottore making a third moon, manufacturing, but I love how they didn't spoil Varia in Luna 1. They didn't spoil Dottore in Luna 3, and they haven't spoiled what is going to happen at all with Columbina in Luna 4 in the trailers. Like, we did get a glimpse of in-game footage of, like, Columbina, like, cutscenes and stuff with Columbina. All we got was the combat for her, so I'm really liking what they're doing with the trailers at this point. Very good. Obviously, if you don't want to get spoiled at all, don't watch trailers, but I watch it. Gets me hyped, gets me hyped. But yeah, I guess I'll see everyone in the next one. Let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I guess when this comes out, everyone would have completed everything anyway. Um, but I mean, this is going to be uploaded before I upload the main quest, so it lines up, I guess. Peace.